You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad, but I'm past that. With a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that?
Coach, as the calendar creeps closer to year end, the Green Bay Knights are getting colder and colder. Not quite ice fishing weather, but it sure isn't Bermuda here at Lambeau Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go, get excited. Let's go, let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready, we're ready. We're ready.
Mike's by 4. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Kill.
Let him go.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman.
Run.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the 45 on second down, Ryan. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And it's complete. Hooper.
Let's go,
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now a play fake here on first down. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2.
Watch the pass.
Gun.
Check.
Let him go.
They'll try and run with Freeman.
Watch the curl.
And he will get in to make it 8-0. So they get in for the opening drive score, and they go for 2. They kept the kicker lonesome over there. They said, we don't need you this time.
Kickers? Who needs kickers for PATs?
Nice now.
We want them for field goals, not for PATs. They went for 2 and got it. It's a new tone setter for this team.
At their own 25-yard line.
What? 45,
Mike, 45. Go.
One left.
Motion, I got one. Check 24.
Shift.
Check 99.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hey, defense, let's go.
Let's go double count right here. Good, good.
A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards, first down Packers. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. He's going to let this one go deep. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
Throwing again. Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Tack McKinley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
Well, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by DeMonte Casey. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Wilson. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career, and Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. Bring it.
On 2nd down and 4, Ryan steps away. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Going the other way.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Let's go, right here.
Alert.
44, Mike.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams.
We want it.
He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And they will finally get him down to the 27-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
44 is the Mike. Man out, man.
Good job right there.
Mike spoke.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Tack McKinley in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Here we go.
Throwing is Wilson.
Blitz.
And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
44 is the Mike. All right, D. Fofo's the Mike. Mike's Fofo.
On 3rd down, Wilson rolling to his right. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You can't block me.
Alert.
Mike.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that's incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and they're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Check curls.
Here's Wilson to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. Here's Ryan to throw. Looking deep for Julio. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 42 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's second down.
Check. 42's the mic.
Hey, we got to get to the ball. 54, stop.
To throw again, Ryan.
Watch twitch.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting room. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
On second down, Freeman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Ryan. The connection made. It's Graham. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He completes this to Russell Gage. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Atlanta.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's checking crash.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
It'll be just an 18-yard punt, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. From the 25 on 2nd down, Wilson, and an alley to run. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now Wilson on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Looking downfield for Jones. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively.
Check nickel.
Hey, Red Lance. Slam. Pilot, 64, weak. Wait.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 49. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. How about that for a little jolt right before intermission?
Talk about taking momentum into the half with you, and so many teams have an emphasis on trying to score in the last 2 minutes of a half. To carry that with them, it's not often talked about scoring on defense, though. That's extra mo.
And now they may take the lead into the locker room as well. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Falcons take over.
We play to win. Let's go.
25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
You got nothing.
Now it's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. After the interception, here's Ryan. He'll let this go for the end zone. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
I can't believe they let you play.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of, and this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, as the first half is winding down. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2.
Out, 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 out. Hey, Sam. Get up.
They'll try and run with Freeman. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot downfield. No.
That's caught at the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 61 yards. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go!
The Packers take over first and 10.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now
accelerating and off he goes. 20, 10, touchdown Packers. Aaron Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
they were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Here's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Another try after the first down sack. Ryan, 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan gets it off to Freeman. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
40. Green 80. Check. Good guys, 4 down. Front left. 44. Hey, alert. 44. Green 80.
On 2nd and 15 now. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Finding some room at midfield. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Four down.
Jack!
Run!
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Zero. Alert. Reset.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Second and 10 at the Falcons' 29-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Strip that ball.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down. Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
14, find it. Tighten up. Hey, guys, listen. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
Hey, they scared.
And he's got the connection to the tight end, Graham. Touchdown, Packers.
Quick six. That's what they call
Jimmy
it.
Graham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point put through by Suckup. And that'll make this a three-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, at least we're going to get three. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Now Ryan.
Hey, check. 3 down.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
Touchdown.
This D even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the lead is now 24. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fair catch made at the 25.
We got this.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
44. Bring it. Check.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
44 is the mic. Defense wins championships, baby.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. It's Desmond Trufant, and he is all the way up past the 25. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some...
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Ryan looking deep for Julio. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
Good work, boys.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run here with Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and goal. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Matt Judon. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. They go play action with Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer.
Double tight. Hey, hey, hey. Three down.
And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2.
11.
Check Mike 99. Mike 99.
You ain't doing nothing. Hey, Haywood. You ain't doing nothing to
Here's Ryan. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Packers take over.
Let's go, baby.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Give me that ball.
To throw is Wilson. It's caught by OBJ. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He finds Beckham complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
He was brought down by DeMonte Casey. A gain of 2.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. It's caught, Beckham, and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Check 50. Check 50. 14. Friday. Block that.
Come on, switch it.
Good touch.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And Graham's got it. Complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
44,
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Flushed out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Odell Beckham, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point put through by Succop, and that pushes the lead up to 23.
45. Falcons 22.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Falcons take over.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by DeMonte Casey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All day, every day.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Green Bay, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.